If one customer loses, then 359 euro will be lost. There are 3 alternative solutions. Instruct your internal IT consultant and existing external consultant to combinedly solve the problem, or hire an experienced external IT consultant, or you can combine your users, internal IT staff, and a more experienced external IT staff as well to solve the problem. On the basis of the criteria, which group will be able to solve the problem efficiently and quickly, we have decided to go for the third one. Create a collaboration between these 3 groups. User will be able to determine how the system will be programmed properly, and the experienced IT consultant will be able to bring in the efficiency. Overall, this problem must be solved in 2 weeks. Third is an ethical issue. The Global Operations Director do not want to increase investment in preventive technology beyond current level. Over here, we would like to request the board of DIS to increase investment appropriately, because it is the moral duty to protect the customer's data. Also, in future, the hackers' activity may increase. In order to protect from the hackers' activities in future and stop the future crime associated to cell phone, we should invest more on preventive technology. And lastly, an investment in preventive technology can be a new unique selling proposition. Fourth is a problem associated to the resignation of CEO in Africa. Over here, the CEO is about to resign and join a competitor. And it happened due to a dispute regarding strategies with the senior management. If he leaves, then this will be difficult, because he is going to take away his experience, skill, and knowledge with him. In addition, competitors will gain many information from him regarding DIS, which will be effective for them to attack against DIS. Over here, we would provide you 3 alternate solutions. At first, retain the CEO by solving the problem. Promote a senior management candidate from the African team to the CEO's post, or hire an external CEO. Over here, based on the experience, knowledge, and leadership skill of each, we would like to recommend you to go for the first one, retain the CEO. Over here, you need to conduct a meeting with him, ask him about the proposal from the competitor. Even if necessary, you should restructure his pay package and solve all the strategic dispute. And you should retain him. And then we are moving on towards the proposals. HR director would want to introduce a performance-based pay package. We would like to request you to accept this proposal, because during recession, it will be feasible to only compensate the highest best performer and not to compensate highly the poor performers. In addition, it will create a desire and motivation among employees to work more. The customers will be more satisfied, they will be more productive, and all in all, the company's profitability will increase. Suitability. In Asian and African market, where the handsets must be priced low due to the lower income, over there, this product will be suitable, and this may help to increase the market share in those countries. In addition, during recession, this kind of second-tier handsets will be in demand in Europe as well. And lastly, it will be a long-term investment if you restructure this 10 million euro company into a billion-dollar company in future. Another proposal is a marketing drive in Asia. The regional manager in Asia proposed an Asian campaign to be conducted in other regions. We would like to request you not to go for it, because the regional, we already don't know the result of Asian marketing campaign yet. In addition, the culture, taste, preference, and behavior varies from country to country. So different marketing campaigns will be feasible. Over here in Asia, you are using an emotion-based campaign. But in Europe, a more practical and logical campaign will be feasible. There is a risk that this kind of strategies will not be suitable for other markets. And if you are using a brand ambassador, then his popularity may vary from country to country. Lastly, we are going to solve another issue, that is shop-in-shop proposal. Over here, the lease 100-store lease offer is available. Lease duration is 10 years, 40,000 per shop per year is the lease amount. Running cost will be 24,500 euros per shop, and initial investment for total all 100 shops will be 12.5 million euros. And total customers expected from all this shop is 7,500 per year, with a contribution margin of 105 euros. And we have done a projected income statement beside, you can see. On the basis of this, we have seen that every year, on absolute value, they are going to make a loss of 5.625 million euros. In addition, the present value of total loss based on 6% cost of financing will be 54.118 million euro. You must review this proposal, otherwise it will be better to reject it. Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. We are really grateful to work with you, and we would like to continue our relationship with this. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. I was going through your analysis. Now you have done several analyses, and then the decisions. I can't relate some of the analysis that you drew from conclusions you have drawn from the analysis. How does it relate to these conclusions? Because, for example, without the analysis, still could you have arrived at these conclusions? Say if you had done Porter's 5 forces analysis.
We actually did those parts just to give a brief overview to our audience as well.
So at the same time now, that investment of whether they are going ahead with or not with the licensing agreement, for example, will it exceed the 12% debt ratio the company has specified that they would go the maximum? You said that 12% is the maximum that they would go. Did you mention that?
12%, yes, sir.
Right.
According to their financial plan, sir, they are going to increase their debt by 12% from the existing debt position.
Yeah.
But they have a huge capital expenditure plan. Over here you can see that they are expecting to increase their capital expenditure gradually from 13 billion in 2009, and they would like to gradually move up to 24.5 billion euros by 2014. But they do not have any proper financing plan. At first, they are not interested to issue more shares. In addition, they are only increasing their debt level by only 12% in this duration time. And in addition, they are also not willing to retain most of their profits. So we would like to request them to actually go for more debt financing, because the debt utilization is very efficient over here. And we have compared them with 3 real-life competitors. If I would like to name them, for example, okay, so is it feasible? Okay.
Yeah.
So China Telecom, Telenor, and Vodafone. We compared to them, and compared to these 3 companies, their debt ratio is low. So it will be feasible for going for a debt financing.
But surely China Telecom, Telenor operate in different markets. Do they operate in the same market as this?
Sir, over here they're operating in Europe. In Europe, Telenor and Vodafone is there. And they're also operating in Asia. In Asia, China Telecom is there. That's why we actually have gone for it.
You were talking about revising the European budget's forecasting.
Yes,
yeah?
sir.
On what basis are you doing that?
We are doing it on the basis of, in our report, we have submitted a chart that was prepared by IMF in 2009 April about the world economic outlook. Over there, they are expecting the real GDP in Europe to be negative in 2009 and to be negative in 2010 as well. On the basis of that, we think it will be better to revise, and the market is already saturated. As a result, we think it will be more feasible to revise it and reduce their expectation.
Thank you. Just a question on the CEO who's departed. I wanted to understand how you were going to manage that transition from him having resigned, said he wants to go to a competitor.
Yes, sir.
You want to try and retain him.
Yes, sir.
How are you going to manage that?
First of all, we would like the group CEO and the chairman to conduct a meeting with him. You should ask him about what is the offer from the competitor. Then you should also try to restructure his pay package. For example, there is another option, that is performance-based pay package is also there. You can offer to him. You can also give him different kind of stock options with different exercise price, or you can provide him stock bonus, etc. These are the ways you can restructure his pay package. In addition, about solving the strategy-related dispute, it will be much more feasible for this if the African CEO's strategic plans are accepted for the African market, because he has better knowledge about that market. Yes, sir.
So surely the next person should also have the next in line in the company.
But that will be the second option over here. At the moment, who is the CEO, he's already adjusted to his job. Bringing in a new CEO and making him adjusted to the entire DIS operation may not happen very quickly. So
now I'm talking about having the number 2 person in the company.
Yes, sir.
He should also have the knowledge,
yes,
as well as
so
the
that will be
CEO.
the second solution to the next. If after all the attempts it is not possible to retain the CEO, then we would like to request you to go for the second one. The senior management team's candidate, best candidate from the senior management team in Africa must be promoted. And they will be feeling motivated as well.
You dramatize this bad news coming into your boardroom. You didn't have copies of the Financial Times that carries the stories about underperforming DIS in regulatory problems, or underperforming DIS with the CEO quitting. You didn't have a tabloid headline with billing chaos at DIS. DIS is a major corporation.
Yes.
Have you thought about the impact on your stakeholders, your shareholders, your customers from the media?
Over here, we actually, if we move towards our stakeholder analysis, then you are going to see we have pointed out media as, move on,
As low interest.
as low interest but high power. High power, they have high power and they can do it. And we talked about impact on reputation. Over here, we also talked about the news getting flashed into the European stock market, about 161 million euros penalty. If this kind of news will be passed on to them by the financial media. So we actually...
It's not if, it's when. And it's the impact that that has.
Yeah, this kind of impact will happen if they miss out their first penalty on October 30th, 2009.
That would be in 6 months' time.
6 months' time.
No, they'd know there is a regulatory problem. Someone in YE would tell the world.
Okay.
Their competitors.
Their competitors is going to tell. Then over here, it will be better to actually ask him to come to DIS and they can negotiate about these terms and request him.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
There you have it, the presentation from Sprinters, and as we have been progressing so far, we'd like a brief comment from our panelist of judges.
I thought you had good focus on the financials at the start and giving some overview of the company. I think you went into a lot of detail there. I think perhaps the detail and the pace was something you could work on in terms of improving. I think there was a lot of detail in the slides that you went through, and at times as an observer it was difficult to keep up to space and read what was on the slide and then listen to what you were saying. I got a bit lost in some of the detail. But I think the detail was great, probably just the way it was presented could be a bit sharper to keep the focus on as you're moving through the slides. Sometimes a little bit some more detail on, for example, the performance pay. I think you came to a conclusion quite quickly, but you didn't really talk about the detail. And with something like performance pay, the devil is in the detail. That's how you address those issues. I think you need to flesh out a bit further. But overall, good presentation and good enthusiasm, so well done.
You can join your colleagues. Thank you. Now we'll give some time exclusively to the judges to come to a decision, and we'll be back with more speeches and the prize handover ceremony shortly. We actually have the results of BRAC Bank presents the 2010 CIMA Global Business Challenge, presented globally in partnership with Barclays Capital. And now to do the honors, I'd like to call a few very important people up on stage. I'd like to call Mr. George Glass, the CIMA Global President, Mr. David Spiteri, Barclays Capital, Mr. Syed Mahbubur Rahman, the Managing Director and CEO of BRAC Bank, Mr. Shomon Robi, the Managing Director of Babui Homes Limited, and Mr. M.A. Kalam, the COO of LCBS Dhaka. Can you please welcome them on stage? Before